Happy New Year. We're going to go ahead and get started. All right, we've got some switch ups today, but one thing that's going to stay the same is our chin tucks and our head turns. So if you're seated, make sure you're really lengthening through that spine, rolling the shoulders back, or if you're standing up nice and tall, shoulders back. Here we go. We're going to chin tuck for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Maintaining that length through the spine. We're going to turn side to side, coming back to center in between. Here we go. 1, center, 2, center, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Going into our warm-up now. The format is the same and the first exercise is the same. So we are starting with our 30 seconds of work with our 10 seconds of transition time. And we have 5 exercises. It's going to be about 10 minutes long here. Again, that time is a guide. Okay, so start late, stop early if you need to. Okay, we're going to start with cat-cow. So if you're seated, you're closer towards the edge of your chair and you're scooping and arching from here. And if you're standing, you're going to rest your palms on your chair and use your chair like so. Okay, here we go. 30 seconds is going on the clock. Cat-cow, ready? And begin. So we're going to arch and then untuck. You really want to think about your spine moving, right? Creating that movement through your spinal cord. Our next exercise is going to be our 4-count cherry pickers, seated or standing. We have about 5 seconds left here. 2 and 1. Okay, so remember 4-count cherry pickers. We're a little wider with our feet. We're going to reach out. We're going to reach middle and we're going to reach in. Okay, this looks the same if you're seated. Okay, just here we go. Out, middle, in, up. Okay, you don't have to reach the floor. Okay, you're moving in that direction and you should feel a nice dynamic stretch in the back of your body here. Moving at a pace that's comfortable for you. You don't want to make yourself dizzy by going too fast or anything like that. Good, about 5 seconds here. And we're going to go into seal jacks next. 2 and 1. Okay, so our next one, seal jacks, okay? Here, or if you're going to do them seated, right here, okay? Here we go, we're on. You pick which variation, seated or standing. We're halfway. Now you notice my foot is staying up in the air here, but you can always tap it down too, okay? That's an in-between, all right? 3, 2, and 1. Okay, shake that out. Next, we have total body extension. So that's where we kind of pretend like we're going to jump forward, hands come back, and then we come up, okay, and we extend. Now advance, you're going to come up on your toes. That's only if you feel strong enough to. Let's go. All right, this looks the same seated. Okay, so I'm on the edge of my chair. Up, up, okay. So seated or standing. Advanced, you're going to come on your tippy toes. You're going to notice that's kind of hard because you're like using momentum and then all of a sudden you're coming to a stop on your tippy toes. Okay, so that's only if you're advanced. And time, okay, that gets your heart rate up. Now the next one is a simple cross body twist. We're twist, 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 twist. Just have fun with it, okay? Feel that thoracic twist. You feel your spine, your hips twisting here. Seated, we're twist, twist, twist. All right, so there are 5 warm-up exercises. We're gonna go through 2 more rounds of this, okay? Three, 2, 1. Remember, at any given point in time, if you need to stop for a second and take a drink, just do that, okay? It's okay if you start a little late, okay? Back to our cat-cow, seated or standing. Here we go. I want you to think about during your day how important movement in your spine is, okay? Again, this houses our central nervous system, which gives, connects our mind to our body, which gives all the input. When we say pick up that glass, it's our mind going down through our central nervous system and making our hand do that, and time. So I want you to think about how important our movement and mobility in our spine is, okay? And little movements like that throughout your day are very beneficial. 4-count cherry picker. Here we go. Out, middle, in, up. We're like an advanced computer system, and we got to take care of our parts, right? Dust off the cobwebs, keep them running. 2 and 1. Okay, we are back to our seal jacks here, okay? Seated or standing. All right. In 3, 2, and 1. So this is a chest opener, strengthens the back, right? Helps with good posture. Getting that lateral movement in the legs here too. Helps open up our hip flexors. Strengthen the sides of our glutes, which help us balance better. Keep it going. Just have to. And time. Okay, now we are back to those total body extensions. Ready? So it's like we're going to take a big leap forward, but we just come up instead, right? We don't actually do the jump. And if you're advanced, add that tippy toe in. That's really going to rev it up though. So please only do the tippy toe if you feel very confident. Again, this looks the same seated. You're just doing it from the edge of your chair. 3, 2, and time. That's a sneaky one because you really start to feel your heart rate come up on that one, okay? Now we're back to that cross body twist, okay? So this twist, we can, if you're standing, you can pivot. Just enjoy it, okay? Here's another one for our spine right here, okay? We want to get good movement through our spine. We want to train our body in all the different directions our body actually moves throughout our day, right? So in rotational movement patterns, side to side movement patterns, and forward and back movement patterns. And time, okay. One more time through, guys, starting with our cat-cow, seated or standing. Let's get ready and begin. Good, we're halfway through our last set of cat-cows. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, going back to our 4-count cherry pickers, seated or standing. Remember, our feet are just a little bit outside of our hips here. Even if you're seated, same idea. Okay, here we go. Begin. Out, middle, in, up. Out, middle, in, up. You should feel the back of the legs kind of stretching out here. We have 10 more seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, back to those seal jacks. Okay, seated or standing. Remember, if you're seated here, you're just coming out to the side like this. Okay, here we go. Begin. Nice opener here. Again, we're getting a nice stretch through the front of the shoulders and chest. We're getting a stretch through our groin, okay? And when those two areas are tight, that hunches us forward, okay? So we're dynamically stretching out these areas to loosen them up. And time, all done with those. And now we have our cross body twist, okay? Just gonna really just kind of open everything up. Again, enjoy this, seated or standing. If you're standing, you're kind of pivoting here a little bit, okay? And if you're seating, the pivot's not there, but you're gonna feel that nice thoracic rotation. They both feel really good. Move at your own pace. If you feel you're getting dizzy, slow it down, take a break, get a drink, okay? Two and one. All right. Block one is done. We are going into a 45-15 next, and it is for 12 minutes. Okay, we have 4 exercises. All right, 3 times through. That's gonna take us to 12 minutes of work, okay? So our first one is a knee raise and a bicep curl, okay? So your standing variation is knee, knee. See that? Okay, same as seated. All right, take your breaks as you need to. If 45 seconds feels too long, please just take a little break in between, stop early, whatever you need to do here. Okay, remember that time's always just a guide. Just keeps us on track so we get done on time. Okay, next one, hinge to upright row. So standing, hinge, my feet are under my shoulders, I'm squeezing my glutes to lift up, and then I'm coming into my upright row. Hinge, squeeze the glutes up, shoulders for upright row. From your seated position, I am at the edge of my seat, so I have room to move here. Hinge, upright row. So they're 2 separate movements, one after the other, okay? After that, we have a tricep kick back with the ham curl. So now, just like we did the bicep curl with the knee raise, now we're doing the reverse, okay? So weights in our hand, we're pulling that. You're standing, I want you to think of your heel. So your foot is flexed and your heel is coming up towards your glute, okay? Same idea here, 45 seconds all the way through is too long. Rest when you need to. From our seated position, it's gonna look slightly different, okay? We're gonna have more of an extension through our legs here so we can tap back. So now instead of a heel back, it's a toe back from our seated position, okay? And then finally, our last one is optional weight here for our standing variation. Sit squat, heel raise. Sit squat, heel raise, okay? And leg extension, heel raise for the seated variation, okay? Round one, I will do seated, okay? So you choose which one's ready for you. We're gonna get started with our knee raise and bicep curl, okay? Let's get ready in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. So seated or standing. We've got 12 minutes here. This is a little longer than most of our blocks. So, you know, don't feel discouraged if you need to take some extra rest. Remember that time is just our guide. That's all it is. But you're the boss, right? You're in charge of your body and what feels appropriate on this given day, right? Because what felt appropriate 2 weeks ago may not feel appropriate today. You know, you have to take those things into consideration, okay? 5, 4, 3, 2, and time. Okay, Hinge to upright row is next, okay? So remember, our feet are under our hips, okay? We're gonna hinge it down, nice neutral spine. We're gonna squeeze the glutes to come back up, and then an upright row. Here we go. Keeping the upper body and lower body movements separate. And it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? You move at a pace that's good for you. Again, this is up and down, so if you feel any dizziness and you need to change the tempo, that is okay. 15 more seconds here. And if you feel any shoulder pain, take the upright row out and just focus on the hinge, okay? 2 and 1. All right, next move is that tricep kick back with that hamstring curl. So remember, if you're standing, your heel is coming back towards your glute. If you're seated with me for round 1, you're creating more than a 90-degree bend here in your knee, and we're gonna tap the toes back, okay? Here we go. Moving at your pace. And again, if 45 seconds feels a little long, this is round 1, just take a little rest, okay? Maybe just keep with the toe taps and take a rest from the tricep extensions. You know, you can alter this in a way that works for you. You don't have to stop completely if you don't want to, and if you don't have to. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Our last one here is our sit squat to calf raise. Your choice if you want to use weight here. Okay, and I'm doing seated, so I'm doing my alternating leg extension to calf raise. Okay, here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. So for me, I'm with a flexed foot doing my leg extension and then a calf raise. And the reason why I'm doing flexed foot when I'm doing this seated variation is because that really helps get into the top of the leg here, the quadricep, okay? Squeeze, squeeze, lift. And that completes round 1. We're gonna do 2 more rounds through after this exercise, and I will be moving to the standing variations, but if seated is best for you, please, remain seated. Two and 1. Okay, so back to the top. That is our knee raise and our bicep curl, okay? So we're alternating knee raise and curl. In 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. You can always, if you're finding any discomfort, you can always shift your grip so that your knuckles are facing outward here. As another variation, this is just a little bit easier on the bicep and the shoulders. Otherwise, you can keep that same grip here. And time. Whew, okay. Next, we are doing our hinge to upright row. Okay, so toes are facing forward, feet are under our hips. Okay. We're going to push our hips back. Here we go. Push our hips back, squeeze our glutes to return to standing, and then upright row, okay? Again, if you find your shoulders are irritated by this upright row, focus on the hinge. Just take the upright row out, okay? Give a little break to the upper body there. What's very important here is your mind-muscle connection, okay? So you're really trying to connect your body when you're in that hinge. You're feeling that stretch in the back of the legs, and then you're squeezing your glutes to lift them back up, all right? Really dial in on that, all right? When we're doing our upright row, same thing. You're feeling it in the top of your shoulders. And time. Okay, we're back to arms and kickbacks. So now we're going into our kickbacks. Okay, so again, standing, it's a flexed foot. Here we go. And if you're seated, it's more of a toe tap back. When I'm extending my arms long here, I'm really engaging the back of my arm. You know how we all say, oh, you know, when I wave, that hang stuff, you know, that jiggles, like that's the area we're working with the arms. So make that mind muscle connection. Really feel that squeeze in the back of the arm as you're doing these. We have 10 more seconds here. And then we're going to go to our sit squat to calf raise or our alternating leg extension to calf raise. 2 and 1. Whew. Okay. So if you're doing the standing variation, my feet are about hip to shoulder width apart. Okay. We want to make sure our knees don't cave in. If you feel your knees want to do this, you got to think about actively pushing them out. Here we go. Sit it down, drive up onto the heels, or toes rather. Optional weight here. This is the bottom of round 2, which means we just have one more round of this circuit to go through. Two and 1. All right. Back to the top for the final round through. And again, we're starting with our bicep curl, alternating knee raise, seated or standing. 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Biceps are a really commonly used muscle that we use every day. So you should be able to, even with no weight at all, feel that mind muscle connection. Like when you're pulling something up, you should feel the front of your arms working here. Right? The more you connect your mind to it, the stronger that sensation is going to be. Okay, and again, that's using your central nervous system right there, right? Your brain, you're putting that information into your brain. It's going through your spinal cord, through all those nerves, into your biceps here. And time. Okay, next, we have our hinge to upright row, okay? Again, if this is hurting on your shoulder, just take it to the hinge movement instead. Feet are underneath the hips. Toes are facing forward, okay? We're gonna go ahead and begin. We're gonna push our hips back, nice neutral spine, squeeze our glutes to bring it up, upright row, okay? 2 separate movements. Ten more seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, next movement. We're going to our tricep kickbacks with our hamstring, or with our kickbacks here. This works the hamstring and the triceps, the backs. Here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. Remember, when my arms are extended straight here, I'm really pausing for a second, going squeeze, 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 okay? When they're extended straight, that's when they're in their shortened position and really contracted. Same thing with the heels being flexed for the standing variation here. You're helping to get into your hamstring muscle more here. Three, 2, and time. Okay, next we have our sit squat to calf raise, and then we are going to rest and transition into our next block, okay? So if you're standing, your feet are about shoulder width apart, okay? Let's get ready and begin. I'm gonna sit it down, drive up through the heels, and then stand up on the toes, okay? Down, press through the heels to stand up, and then lift up onto your tippy toes. Keeping the glutes engaged as you're driving up. Again, try to, if you notice when you stand up, your knees want to do this. See what I'm doing there? You got to think to keep those knees out this way, okay? So. Two, and time. Okay, guys, great work. Take a rest and start to feel the heat here. All right, get a drink. I'll explain our next block. It is another 12-minute block. Same time, okay, 45, 15, 12-minute block. We are going to do an alternating front raise with a kickback. So I want you to use your opposite hand and your opposite leg, okay? All right, so it's going to look like this. Kick back. Okay. If you need a little more advancement, maybe you want to do both arms up, okay? It's up to you there. I'll leave that to you to decide what's good for you. Now, it's for our seated variation, we're just going to come back to our tap backs here, okay? So if you're seated, we're just going to tap back like we did last round, and this time we're doing an upright row with it, okay? After that, we are doing 2 rows, stand, okay? 2 rows with our hinge, okay? Seated or standing, all right? So, and up, okay? And then after that, we're gonna do a little lateral 2-step with some external rotation. So lighter weight here, okay, not too heavy, but we're gonna lateral, lateral, knee, lateral, lateral, knee, lateral, lateral, knee. So my knee is actually the opposite leg that's going lateral and doing the external rotations, okay? And then seated, we're gonna take that lateral, lateral, knee, lateral, lateral, knee. So we can still perform that same pattern. And then the last one here are dumbbell low punches, okay? So do this body weight if you feel any tension in the neck or anywhere like that, okay? Or a lighter dumbbell. If you're seated, we're punching into the ground here, okay? And if you're standing, we're kind of, see this, I have a soft knee, my hips are pushed back, and I'm punch, 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 punch. It's like, pretend you're punching a pillow, okay? And what I want you to feel is, I want you to feel this little bit of rotation coming through your rib cage, but your hips and your pelvis are stabilized. They're not moving. It's just this upper body movement, see? So this is all quiet here and stable. All right, and then punch, 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 okay? With or without weight, all right? That is our next block. So we're going to start, and that is with our alternating front raise and our kickback, okay? So remember, this one will look a little different from seated to standing because I'm doing the tap back here, but if you're standing, you're doing the opposite arm and leg. And if you're advanced, if your shoulders feel good, you might want to do 2 front raises instead of alternating, okay? All right, so here we go. Top of round 1, alternating front raise with that kickback, okay? Here we go in 3, 2, and 1. Round 1, I'm gonna do, and remember, opposite hand and foot pattern, all right? This is really healthy for the brain, right? Think of those primal movement patterns. One of the first movements we learn, you know, as we start to grow as babies is crawling, right? Opposite hand and foot pattern, okay? Good, put about 5 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, next one is our hinge to 2 rows. So our feet are underneath our hips, our toes are facing forward. We hinge, we push our hips back, right? Nice neutral spine. Row twice and then squeeze the glutes to stand. Here we go. Hinge, row, 2, return. When you're doing your rows, I really want you to think of the muscles that wrap around the back of your rib cage, okay? These are your back muscles. They are actually the ones that initiate this movement. Even though your arms are what you see moving, right? Three, 2, and time. Okay, so our next one is our lateral 2-step tap, tap with that external rotation, and then the opposite knee before we go on the other side, okay? Let's get ready and begin. 2-step, knee. Coordination here. Always sneak one of those in, huh? 3, 2, and 1. Good. And our last one in this block is those dumbbell low punches. Okay. So if you're standing, remember you're pushing those hips back. You have a soft knee. Okay. And you're kind of punching into the floor. Your hips are stabilized. They are not moving. Okay. You kind of just have this upper body thoracic rotation. You kind of feel like your body moving around your rib cage here. Pretend you're punching into a pillow. You can do this without weights too, okay, if it's too intense with the weights. And you pick your speed, okay? Obviously, the quicker you go, the more of a cardiovascular effect it's going to have on your body. And this will feel like a long 45 seconds. So again, use your time in a way that's suited for you. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, that is one round. We're going to go top of round 2 here, and I am going to move to our standing variation now. All right, so we're to our alternating front raise with our kick back. Okay, remember if you're seated, this is a tap back, like your lateral tap or your tap back, like we did in the last one. Here we go. So opposite hand and foot. That's it. Whew. 10 more seconds. 5, 2, and 1. Okay, very good. Recover. We have our 2 rows, our hinge with our 2 rows. Again, our feet are underneath our hips. Our toes are facing forward. Okay, we're going to go ahead and push the hips back, keeping our spine neutral. Row twice, using the back muscles, and then squeezing the glutes to stand back up. Excellent. We have 10 more seconds here. And then we're going to go to that lateral two-step with that external rotation and knee drive. 3, 2, and 1. Okay. That lateral two-step. So I'm keeping those elbows relatively close to the body as we step to the side, knee. Okay. Or you're going to lateral tap if you're seated. Ready? And here we go. So step, 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 step. Step, step, knee, step, step, knee. This coordination ones. It takes a while for all of us, including myself, to learn them, okay? That's the challenge. Step, step, and time, okay. And then, what do we have? Oh, our low punches, okay, our low punches. So again, if you're standing, soft knees, I'm not locked out, okay, soft knees, hips back, okay? Kind of get comfy in this position here. And again, here we go. Those hips that are supporting us and stabilizing us as we kind of rotate through. You should kind of feel your rib cage kind of twist, your body twist around your rib cage here. 45 seconds can feel like a long time here. So use that time as you see fit, okay? Take a break in the middle if you need to, stop a little early if you need to. We've already gone 35 seconds through. We have 10 more to go. Three, 2, and 1. Whew. Okay, now we're gonna get you. All right, one more time through, okay? And that's the last of our 12-minute blocks. We have 2 12-minute blocks today, then we have a 6-minute block. All right, so we are back to our alternating front raise with that kickback, okay? Here we go. So opposite hand and foot here. Sticking along with that primal movement pattern. Everything we do now, it's the last time through for this circuit. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, and time. Okay, great. All right, all done with those. Going to our 2 rows, our hinge with our 2 rows. So feet, toes out straight, right under our hips, whether you're seated or standing here, okay? We're gonna get ready in 3, 2, and 1. Push the hips back, nice neutral spine. Row and row. Squeeze the glutes to stand up. Working the posterior side of the body. Our back, our hamstrings, and our glutes. $15 more seconds here. Keep it going. I just have to tap my timer. Last 5, 2, and 1. Excellent. All done with those. Back to our lateral 2-step. This is the one where we got to think. At least I do. All right, so tap to the side, knee. Okay, here we go. Good, 5 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Okay, and then our final one here is those dumbbell low punches, okay? So again, take the dumbbell away if it's too intense. All right, you're gonna go ahead, keep that soft. Bend in the knees, my feet are about shoulder width apart here. All right, the hips are stabilized. The hips are not moving. They're keeping you stable. So you feel that slight thoracic rotation. You punch, punch, punch. I think you're punching right into a pillow here. Now move at your pace. If my punches are too quick, by all means, slow it down. Again, the quicker you move, the more you're going to feel that heart rate response. It's going to feel a little more cardiovascular, especially when we stop. You're going to feel, oh my, you know. Good news is we recover after this next round before we go into our final block. 3, 2, and 1. Woo, okay. Recover. Got 2 12-minute blocks today. All right, so we're going to finish off with a 6-minute 30-10. Okay, so the same format as we started with, just only 3 exercises instead of 5, so it'll be 6 minutes. So, with or without a weight, I suggest if you're going to use a weight, stick with a light. Don't go super heavy. Okay, we're going to do cross-body punches. Punch. So similar to our warm-up here, but now we're punching. Punch. I just always love punches. I just think they're fun because you're going to twist and pivot on that backside. If you're seated, there's not really as much of a pivot on the foot, but there's a slight pivot. Okay, and then after that, 3 knee repeaters. Okay, so we've been doing this one, right? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, back, forward. 1, 2, 3, back, forward. Okay, and then seated, you don't have to worry about, you just switch 3 and 3, 3 and 3. You don't have to worry about this stepping back to adjust to the other side, okay? And the last one, speed skaters, okay? So, seated variation, here we go. Okay, standing. And if you're advanced, you may hop, 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 but that's only if you're advanced. I'm not going to hop, I'm just going to go side to side, okay? I just want you to have those options because we are all at our own level, okay? So they should go quick, but it should also kind of rev up our heart rate here, okay? So we have those cross-body punches. Round 1, I will do seated. Let's get ready. Optional dumbbells here, okay? Again, later if you have them. 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Woo, it just started pouring rain out over here. 10, 5, and time. Okay, deep breath. We've got our 3 knee repeaters, okay? Let's get ready in 3, 2, and 1. Remember, I'm seated, so I don't have to worry about the switch off like you do if you're standing. Good, 5 seconds. 2, and time, okay? Speed skaters are next, then we're just gonna go through 2 more rounds here, okay? Quick little finisher. So in 3, 2, 1, let's skate it out. Skate. We're trucking down the ice, right? I took my girls ice skating in between the holidays. Man, some of these little kids on ice skates, it's amazing. It's amazing. Clearly they're like hockey players or something because they were impressive. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, back to the top here, 2 more rounds. Okay, so we've got our alternating cross body punches here. I'm going to move to standing this variation or this round. Ready? Begin. This is a fun finisher. Again, if you're feeling like any kind of dizziness, either take it to the seated position or slow it down, okay? You don't have to move at the same pace as me. 2, and time, okay? Next, we have our 3-knee repeater. Since I'm standing, I will be doing the switch this round. Let's get ready and begin. 1, 2, 3, back, back, forward. Whoops, hit the back of my chair. A little too far back. And time, okay. Speed skaters are next, okay? Get a drink if you need to, okay? All right, here we go. Ooh. 10 more seconds here, and then 1 final time through. And time, okay. Whew, okay, last time through. I'm feeling that sweat. Alternating cross body punches, optional weights here, seated or standing. Ready? Begin. Everything we do now is the last time. Less than 10 seconds here. 5, 2, and 1. Whew, all done with those. 3-knee repeater. I'll be standing, so you'll see me do the switch off here. You're seated, you don't have to worry about that. Ready? And begin. 1, 2, forward. 2. Almost there. Keep it going. The timer keeps on going off. 5 more seconds. 2, and time. Okay. Final exercise, and we're just going to stretch it out. We've got our speed skaters. Pick your level. Ready? And begin. Find your own rhythm. Good, less than 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and time. All right, guys. Woo, that felt good. Oh, okay, let's get a drink and just stretch out here real quick, okay? Definitely have a little bit of a sweat workout here. Okay, so let's start. We'll just start by letting our breathing come back to normal. And we'll start with some easy upper body, neck, and trap stretches here. And just big inhales and exhales. I'm trying to relax. And remember here, I want you to think of, with these kinds of stretches now, I want you to think of more of a surrender than you trying to stretch your muscle to a point where it's tense and tight, you know what I mean? Because then you're actually contracting the muscle, right? Here we're just kind of letting go, letting gravity pull it down, you know, just finding your edge on a scale of 1 to 10, meaning you're stretching really hard, and 1 being you're not stretching, you should be at like a 4, okay? And breathe into it. Good, and then let's come out of that. We're gonna do the same thing other side, okay? So again, I'm not at a 10, I'm not really trying to strain and feel so much stretch and sensation. I'm just trying to guide it into the direction I want it to be. I'm letting my deep breaths relax everything in my body, just relax, right? Let gravity just pull it down. Just feel the edge of that sensation there. Good. And then come out of that. Let's go ahead and take our palms. We're going to put them around the small of our back here. Pretend like our elbows want to touch one another, even though that won't happen, right? Okay, unless you're contortionist maybe. All right, and just feel that stretch through the upper chest and shoulders here, okay? You can put, if you're comfortable with your head back, do that. If you need your head forward, do that. I just want you to focus on feeling it through the front of the chest and shoulders here. And then you're going to feel it through your forearms too, right? Because that flexed position with our palms on our small here, small of our back. Big inhale and exhale. One more. Good. All right. Let's come into the chair for a seated figure 4. Okay, so we're going to cross one leg over the other. Think about keeping this foot flexed here. That just helps protect your knee a little bit more. And we know the drill here. We just kind of try to stay lifted up through our spine. And it's not much movement through the hips before you start to feel this area right here stretching out, okay? I just take a couple deep breaths here. Good. Now let's take this leg that is flexed and on top. Let's extend it straight and let's just flex and point the foot for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now let's lift it up a little bit and do circles in one direction for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now the other. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, same combination on the other side. So we're going to go into our figure 4 stretch first for our glute. Okay, again, I'm trying to keep this foot flexed here to just help protect the knee here a little bit more. Okay, I'm lengthening through my spine, and even with just the lengthening, I must be pretty tight on the side because I feel that stretch. It's not much of a bend before you start to feel that hip. That outside the hip and the glute kind of stretch out here. Just big inhales and exhales here. Good. And then we're just going to come out of that. We're going to take that top leg. We're going to extend it straight, heels on the floor. We're going to flex and point for 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to lift it up slightly and circle for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And other way. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Last stretch, we're going to do some wrist stretches here. Okay, so we're just going to roll our wrists just like we did our ankles. And now reverse. And then you can just do some hand squeezes here. Okay, if anyone has any problems with hands or wrists or anything like that, grip, okay. You can even do things like my thumbs on my pinky and my ring finger, my middle finger, and my pointer finger, and the reverse. Okay, so these are like, if you have problems with your hands, these are little things, wrist rolls, okay. Yep, shake them out. You know, they're little things that you can do to help kind of, you know, stretch this way and this way. To help with your wrists here, okay? All right, let's go ahead and inhale it up. Palms together. Exhale to heart. One more time. Inhale up. Palms together. Exhale to heart. Thank you guys so much. Happy New Year. Thank you. Thanks.